Wednesday, September 13th, 2017. Would you please all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We'll have a moment of silence while we pray for those who need assistance in Texas and Florida that lost everything or anything due to the Hurricane Irma. That there is help for those of us in Michigan, including our DTE energy linemen and Edison contractors who are heading down south. There's about 500 of them to hook the power up again. Dear Lord, keep them safe, as well as our National Guard members who are working down there as well, and trying to clean up and put the order back where there is none. And we also have to pray for God's guidance that North Korea doesn't push the rest of us into a nuclear war that could destroy the world. We ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen. God bless the United States, especially Texas and Florida, and our Cottrellville Township. All right. Roll call attendance, please.
Kathy? Here. Tom?
Here.
Sue?
Here.
Mary Agnes?
Here.
Sherry? Here.
Okay. You have the agenda in front of you. Is there any other additions or deletions? I have a couple. The first thing is under unfinished business, E. I'd like to switch number 1 to number 2, the decision on hiring the attorney to number 2, and Chief Slankster's here from the Marine City Area Fire Authority, and he'd like to address the board. And then on announcements, we have a DTE donation, and we're going to have a special meeting. The notice is on the door already. I think, Sherry, you sent it out on the website too, right? Mm-hmm. There's going to be a meeting on Wednesday, September 20th at 9 a.m. with the 2 auditors from Stewart, Beauvais, and Whipple. And that's for the debriefing on our audit. They're going to have the rough draft copies, which we don't have yet. We won't get them till that morning, and then we're going to go through it. They said it would probably be a 2 or 3 hour deal. So if there's anything else anybody wants to add or delete, I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the agenda as submitted and with the changes that I offer.
Yeah, do I need to make the changes with the minute?
No, just say you're so move.
Okay, so moved.
Okay, we have a motion, and do we have a second?
I'll second.
And we have a second. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any nays? Hearing none, motion carried. Okay. We'll start with the consent agenda. We've got the Township Board minutes from August 9th, the special meeting on August 15th. That was the SAW Grant Management Plan information by Eric, our engineer from Huron Consultants, and we had a special workshop meeting on the 16th for going over township attorney resumes. Then we had some treasurer reports dated at August 31st, township investment reports, CDs, money markets, and so forth. Number 3 is approval of the clerk's reports, revenue expenditure report ending 8/31. Approval of paychecks in the amount of $17,618.20. The approval of accounts payables. The opens is $18,647.69. The already paids was 38 checks from number 19,342 through 19,380 in the amount of $175,289.69. The balance on our Fifth Third Township corporate account balance is $377.76. We have, under correspondence, the Marine City Fire Authority Department runs for August of 2017. We had no information from IRA for August. Cross that one out. I should have said that in the opening statement. So, if you've had a chance to review all these things, I'd entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
I would just like to bring up on the third, on C1A, page 3, under unfinished business, the last paragraph, E1B, it says, it's in regards to the separate millage for the fire protection only. When I spoke with MT, I don't know if it was my error or their error, but they did say if that millage is passed, it would be on the summer taxes, but we have found out since that it would be on the winter taxes. So I would like to just make a note that it should be read, if it is passed, it will be on the winter taxes for this year. That's the only thing I have.
Okay. We'll make that notation in the minutes.
Okay.
Anybody find anything else that they want changed, or? All right, I need that motion.
I would like to make a motion to change that line to read or add that if it is passed, it will be on the winter taxes.
And all of the stuff in the consent agenda as well?
And I would like to make a motion to approve the consent agenda as is.
All right, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye. Roll call vote, please.
Tom,
Yes.
Kathy,
Yes.
Sue,
Yes.
Mary Agnes,
Yes,
Sherry, yes.
motion carried. Thank you. All right, our next item is open session. Anyone in the audience that wants to address the board regarding agenda items may do so at this time. Please approach the podium and speak.
I'd like to give you some information here which you may or may not have.
Thank you.
My name is Fred Roberts, and I'm the chairman, I guess you'd say, of the Roberts Landing Safety Committee. And we have had a bad speeding problem down there. There's endangered citizens. We've had one citizen killed here in recent years. We have had some very big problems in speeding with children, senior citizens, and speeding in general. As some of you have probably seen, these signs we have purchased, and last year citizens have donated money for these signs, and they seem to be working, but we're not getting any help from at least the Sheriff's Department. MDOT has come down and talked with us, and they have given us some support. We've had 2 meetings with them. But I guess our question is why you have not given the permission to petition the state to move ahead with our speeding problems, particularly our signal, our traffic signals. Why you turned that down? That's our question. Last time, it costs no money. We can raise the money. Why we need to petition the state to move ahead with these signs and these signals. And the reason is why you did not give the permission with the supervisor to move ahead to petition the state to get a permit to pursue our traffic problems.
In all fairness, Mr. Roberts, I'm not sure if they really understood what was going on. We had quite a long meeting that day, and there was a lot that was included in it. And I think it was the same time we had the sewer discussion. And we had people that were upset about us raising the rates on the sewer. But we can back up just for a minute. You've done your homework. You've gotten costs of 2 signs that would be very similar to what the county offers us. I think Clay Township has their own, where they blink that what your speed is and what the actual speed should be, and it catches their attention. 2 of those signs are worth $4,000, and then they had already told us with the petition that they had planned on doing this work to get assistance so that they can do their fundraisers, raise the money for the signs and the install of the signs. I've talked to the road commission for them. I've talked to the state of Michigan, and they are just waiting for us to send them a letter, cost of a piece of paper with ink
Yes.
on it, to tell us that we are backing them on this and that we would like them to have the latitude to do that.
They have a copy of what the signs look like and so on, you know.
I just had can I say
Sure,
something?
please.
When last meeting when it was presented, I really didn't have a chance to even go over it.
Okay.
That was the first I saw it, and I pulled my notes because I just had some questions. I pulled them from last month's meeting that I wrote down, and it looks like we've talked to the same people. Trevor Block, is that somebody on
Eric
your?
Tamlin is my MDOT connection.
Right,
And he's been down to talk with us a couple of times, and they've helped us a little bit in certain
right,
lines on the road and so on. But yeah, Eric's been with us down twice.
okay. Well,
So they've been fairly, cooperative. The sheriff, he yet to step forward. Though I petitioned them and been up there to talk, that's another problem. Of course, we have no police, which is a shame, and it's not, we should have, at least hire somebody or have police patrol. We don't have any, so we refer to, we rely on the sheriff, and they have not come down. I've been up to the sheriff's office, I've talked with email, and we've been in Sept, so that's another problem.
just some of my concerns, the reason that I voted no on it when I was looking at my notes was I wanted to be able to check with MDOT, both the local, which is, I think that's where Trevor Block is located for it's the local transportation office service center. And I wanted to check the permit process. I wanted to see if we as a board supported you. Are we obligated financially if they come down and they do a study, which is going to be done by MDOT and the state police? These were just some questions that I had.
I wouldn't think not. They crossed this on us.
Yeah, they didn't, they didn't say yay or nay yet.
Right, yeah.
I haven't got a final answer. The Lisa, who is the assistant for the central office at the state, said she doesn't think that it would cost the township any money. She said the study's done by the state police and MDOT.
We wouldn't want it to.
Right,
Yeah.
but that was some of the concerns I had. I just wanted to make sure
Okay.
before I said yes to
Okay.
support. The other thing was that Lisa mentioned that if you do a speed study, that there's caution to that, because if they find that the flow of traffic is higher, you're taking a risk as well that they may raise the speed limit.
Oh, we know that.
Did you discuss that already?
Eric's discussed that with us.
Okay.
He says, if you want to lower it, particularly along the state park, that's a big problem.
Right.
The campers know that. Clay Township Patrol knows that. It should be 35, it's 45, which is,
Right.
someday a family's going to be killed walking across that road. I've been, in where I live down in the landing, I've been twice today, they've crossed the double line, so you have to,
Right.
we got to do everything we can do. So, yeah, Eric mentioned, he said, Fred, that if you want a lower speed limit, they're allowed to raise it on you. I said, what?
Yeah, they could do,
So,
there's that caution.
We realized that, yeah,
Okay.
which doesn't even make sense.
And
but
I
that's-
didn't know that, and that's why I wanted to take the time,
Yeah.
and somewhere in between there I pulled my notes out
I understand,
and
yeah.
spoke with the same people you did, and they were aware that you had, I don't know if it was your group that submitted the photos already, but they were
Yeah,
aware
Eric,
that
yeah.
you were interested in doing this,
Well,
so.
he's been down twice. We had a meeting in my place,
Right,
and
that's what he said.
with the citizens, and we explained our problem, and he came back and said we can do certain things about the lines and the signs and so on, but we have to go further than that. So they've been cooperative, very helpful, but Eric's our man for this region.
Okay,
And so he's been very cooperative, and down twice, walked the situation with him, and
yeah. They're
just
very
recently.
helpful, they're very helpful, and
Yeah,
I just wanted to know that. I wanted to do some checking on my own, but I have no problem supporting it. I just wanted to find out, have some questions
I understand with the
answered.
cost, sure, that, that's.
All right, so you're saying then that you would support this if we could get assurance that it's not going to cost the township anything in the way of?
Yes, I would.
Okay, would
After
you
I
have
did
any
my
objection
research.
to them putting that double yellow line all the way from Clay Township's end to
Frank.
right
Yeah,
straight
they
through,
said
so
they
they
have-
don't double pass, they don't allow you to pass in that area, because that's where they're picking up speed and.
They said that would have to be approved. That's not an automatic. They have to come out again and do a study.
Yeah, the
that.
study, yes, that's,
I do believe we're talking about
Won't you-
Frank Larkowski, neighbor in, down there, Roberts Landing. I think we're looking at two different issues. We're looking at our your speed signs that we'd like to take the place of all of our yard signs that
Right.
play slow down. We're also looking at petitioning the state of Michigan for slowing down the maximum speed limit in front of the Algonac State Park. I think we're looking at two separate issues. I don't necessarily know if they're the same study or if they're two different studies. That's just came to light as I'm sitting here listening to Fred talk, so.
There are two, what I was told is that the flashing lights that you're
Yep.
requesting there's a Michigan manual on control devices. And
Yeah,
that's
we have
on-
Fred copied off all the rules on
Right,
that
so
for us
that,
locally,
that
yeah.
covers that, and they, what I understood is that's fine. That seems to be okay within those, that uniform
parameters.
traffic, right. The speed, lowering the.
The speed and putting the
is
double.
different, that's a separate
Correct.
study.
Okay,
And the
so,
double line is based on visibility. That's what they told me today. So
Right.
that's questionable. That's what I was told. So they are two the
right,
speed
I
limit
just
is
wanted the
separate.
board
Yes.
and everybody here to
Yes.
realize that there
That's what I
are
was told,
two
too.
separate,
Yes.
situations we're looking at.
Yes.
Well, we could itemize them on the letter that we
Right.
sent and give them 3 different items and tell them, these are the
Right.
3 things we'd like addressed, can you help us with any of it?
Right. The other thing I'd like to tell the board about is I do a lot of traveling out west, specifically in Colorado. You come off the interstate, every town you come to has a solar your speed sign because everybody goes from 70 miles an hour to like 25 or 30 because you're in the mountain towns. That would be something that we would look into also, so that way we didn't have to have power or have long-term maintenance on it. We would turn them into solar. Talking with the people out in Denver, well, actually Colorado, they have very, very good success with the new solar, low wattage, low voltage, low maintenance, and that's what we're after,
Are they
long-term.
running about the same cost?
No, they're probably $1,300 additional per sign because of they're standalone and you're not running wires to them, so instead of paying the installation cost, you're saving on the other end.
Is it a guarantee?
I don't know, I'm not a representative of that company, and I wouldn't even know the names other than the ones that Fred provided, which is the same one that I was looking at before, so. But you can get itemized on the internet if you look up solar powered your speed signs. It'll take you right to the site. Okay?
All right, well, we got you down a little bit further on the agenda, so maybe you guys can chew on that a little while and see what you think, and we'll bring it up again. Is there anyone else that wanted to speak about anything? Okay, the next thing is unfinished business. Chief Slankster, you want to address the board, please?
Thank you, board and residents. My name is Chief Joe Sleinster of the Marine City Area Fire Authority. Sorry I haven't been able to come to meetings. My work schedule, I leave town at 6:30 at night and get home at 7 in the morning. Then I go to the station from 8 till noon. So I'm usually sleeping quite a bit too, so or as much as I can. Just watching, I do watch the meetings, every meeting, and some of the stuff that was thrown out at some of the last meetings. I just want to touch on a few of them, just give a little history of the authority of who doesn't know how it works. Back in 2008, 2009, it was formed between Marine City, Cottrellville, China, and East China Township. And the reason it was formed is, I believe at the time, city manager Mike Nagy come to the townships and was going to up their cost of doing service with the townships quite heavily. So they come up with the idea of using whatever percentage you use for the year on a 3-year basis is what the townships would be.
3-year average.
Or 3-year average of what the townships would pay of our budget. And I believe the supervisor can agree with this. Since she's been on, our budget has gone down a little bit every year. When Kelly was in, and I brought the truck tonight, I know everybody's seen it, one of the questions was, why isn't our name on any of our fire trucks? They're on every fire truck. It was agreed upon not to change the name on the fire trucks because it was so costly, because a lot of them were painted on with gold leaf. And the agreement was, when we purchase a truck, all the township's names went on it, which we do have. We have 3 vehicles now that the townships have purchased without any budget going up to any township or any municipality. We did it all within our budget. The $217,000 truck that I brought out tonight does have the name of the townships all on it, as is the new pickup that we just purchased roughly 1 month ago, at no additional cost to our budget. It's all within what we've done so far. And there was another truck at the station that does have the township's name on it. So That being said, I've mentioned it several times, I believe at this meeting, more than welcome to hold this meeting at our station so the residents can see what they've actually invested in. I'll give a tour whenever you want. Just come by the station, I'm there, usually between 8 and noon every day. One thing we did just last week, we now have a full-time firefighter. It's a duty shift. He is there either from, I am there still from 8 in the morning until right around noon. He is there either from 8 in the morning until 4 or noon until 4. So there's always somebody there to give you a tour, let you see what you own. Going back to this truck, when Kelly purchased it, the city in East China were kind of skeptical of buying it because it's a tanker truck. It's not designed for city fires. It's designed for townships that don't have water. It carries 3,000 gallons of water. And the city and East China, the city is paying 58% of that truck. East China is paying 17% of that truck, and they're probably never gonna use it. I shouldn't say never, we will use it if it's a big enough fire. But majority of the time, that is for Cottrellville and East China. And the truck that we just purchased about a month ago is also for the townships because it is a grass truck designed to go out in open fields, which the city and township really don't have too many of, to put this out. We are saving. The firefighters, they do a pretty good job. The truck come in, we bought it off the dealership. We're doing all the work on it, putting all the lights ourselves. We're saving quite a bit of money doing that. It's money that we're not asking the townships for. One thing I want to touch on is when you guys talk about doing your millage and everything, and it always seems that Marine City Area Fire Authority's name is thrown out there, but there's 2 fire departments, and it kind of gives us a black eye. You know, just talking to the members, you should say it's for fire coverage. Or not just say, well, Marine City Fire Authority is looking for $125,000. We're not looking for $125,000. Our budget this year is $95,000. I went back several years. 2002, you paid $71,236. 2001 was $61,893. And the highest one was back in 2005, $75,421.65. And to compare, for somebody to say that, why is the authority so expensive compared to IRA? It's kind of hard to judge 15 calls a year to 178 calls a year plus. What they did when they formed the authority is whatever percentage you use is the percentage we charge the townships. I am a township resident. I live right here on Marsh Road. I think the authority is a good thing, not just because I'm chief, but you are part owner. You have a say of what we purchase. You have several $1 million sitting uptown in Marine City that is at your disposal of any time to use, to come and look at, whatever. The names are on it. I will be here after the meeting. Hopefully, if I don't have to leave by 9:30. If it's done, I'll be more than happy to answer any questions from the residents or show them the truck. But I offer that again, doing this meeting at our station one day. You can have it recorded through the same company and let the residents see what they own at our station.
That's a great suggestion.
I think it's a good idea. They can see everything that they have, what they're investing in. Yes.
Most of our runs for township, are they EMS runs?
Majority of them, yes. We were having quite a bit of problems in the trailer park area. It's kind of swayed a little bit now down South River Road. We're getting a lot. Everybody knows there's heroin issues in ours and Algonacs and throughout the whole county, and that's a majority of. We're getting bombarded with these calls. We don't normally run on a broken finger if it's a life or death situation, so the county kind of weans the non-emergency calls out, so you guys don't get charged for them. And the same for the city. We don't, if it's a broken finger or a non-life threatening, we don't go unless EMS requests us. It's not that we're going out there and making up calls just to raise our run volume. It's not. The only other comment I heard, and I kind of floored me. I heard, I don't know who said it at the last meeting, but I'm dumbfounded that why would we call the fire authority their only basement savers? I don't know last time we had a basement saved. It's on video.
It's on one of
You
the
guys
board
got
members?
an excellent sound system.
Is it one of the board members?
I don't believe it is.
No, it's probably the audience.
But I'd be more than willing to talk to anybody about this. We do our hardest. I mean, and there's 24 of us there that are there at your calling. It floored me. So I thought I'd better come. I took part of the day off work just to come to this and address that. But if anybody has any issues with the fire authority, I'm there, open door, anytime. Come and talk to me. And I invite the board to come and we can crunch numbers. I'm not here, you guys got two excellent fire departments, IRA and us. And I'm not here trying to take any area over. What's done is done. And just crunching numbers because we've already did it with, when Mr. Chartier was here. And we proved that we are within a few dollars of IRA Township per call. I'll be more than happy to sit down with anybody and go over them numbers. Not to just say Marine City Area Fire Authority costs so much. You have $3 million worth of assets sitting uptown, that's yours, where you have nothing in IRA, that you don't own nothing. So if they buy something, you're paying some of that, no matter what. You know. And the only other thing is, did the board ever set up, are they charging per fires or car accidents? Are they turning a bill into you like we do, like Acumet?
Ira
I think-
doesn't, do they?
Ira does not.
No, we're gonna ask
I
them
think,
for
I
that.
think the board or the township's losing money that way. You may be able to recoup what they're charging per year. Because I know,
Acumet?
it's not through Acumet. I give you a bill.
Right.
And I would think they should do the same thing for accidents and structure fires.
Okay.
It's money that you're losing out on. You're only doing it on part of your township.
Okay, anybody else got a question for Chief? If
And
not,
I'll try to stay until at least 9:15. If any residents have any questions or want to look at the truck, I'll be here. All right.
okay, thank you very much, Joe. All right, our next unfinished business is going to be the decision of hiring a township attorney, either James Downey from the law firm of Kane, Clemens, Yakum, and Downey, or of Elginak, or Janelle Mossett from Kelly Law Firm in Port Huron. I really don't know which way to go yet. Anybody want to make any comments? I kind of want to go through, I like the fact that Mrs. Mossett came and she was very thorough in explaining things to us. She even answered some questions that we had. Mr. Downey was the same way. We were discussing the fact of possibly allowing the marijuana licensing if it could be controlled by zoning and a number of other things, and he was right on top of that. He's already done quite a lot of research on that, and we might be the one and only in the county that would allow it, but it would sure bring us revenue. As long as it's under control, you might as well make hay while the sun shines. So that was what, and he seemed very on top of that. He seemed to really have a background on that. He's close, he drives by here every day, so he could pick up stuff and drop stuff off, and I'm just, I think I might be leaning his way, but I'll see what everybody else has to say. Susie, what do you think?
I have leaned both ways. I was impressed with Janelle and then listened to Downey, and it's like I was impressed with him. And it's like, I like that she brought her price down to what the others are charging, but she's a lot farther away than him. I don't know.
But she doesn't charge travel time, and I like that too, because, you know, and Downey mentioned it as well, because he's going back and forth, he lives in St. Clair, so,
Well, she's not charging mileage,
yeah,
but
that's what I mean.
she's charging travel time, she said.
Well, mileage is the part that costs us the most,
Yeah,
so.
but she's charging from the time she leaves the house, so she is charging to travel, but she's not doing her time and the mileage.
Right. What do you think there, young lady? I know you were in on this. We were down to 3 board members when the second gentleman
I
came.
liked them both, hard decision.
Well, we gotta do something here, gang.
I like Janelle Mossett, is it, am I
Yep,
pronouncing
that's
it?
correct.
I like them both, but I like the fact that she's already proven. She's working with other townships within the county. I like that she has brought her price down to match. I like that she does her phone calls on increments. What was it, the 10, I have the
10
other
minutes.
resume here. I wasn't here for Mr. Downey, but I read his resume. But when we went through the resumes, I really liked her. I thought she brought a lot of experience with the other people in her firm as well. There's backgrounds in every facet of the township, blight. What was the other one? The rental information that we were looking at. She offered a lot of information.
Yep,
And
she
she
did.
comes with a lot of people that have experience.
Yep.
She can always go to somebody in the office. I like that about her. My opinion is I would vote for her.
Okay. Tom?
That's what I agree with her, Kathy, exactly, because she's got more of a support group in her office. If she did have a health issue, they got somebody to step in if it became an issue. The people in her office are in the court system up there, so they're very well versed in all the comings and goings, what's going on. And I would lean towards her before Mr. Downey. I don't know Mr. Downey at all. I missed that meeting. I did ask around Marine City about him. They kind of cautioned me a little bit. I don't want to talk bad about the man, and they didn't either. He's a nice man, but they said the woman from Employer more on top of it.
All right, is that in the form of a motion, sir?
Sure.
Okay, you make a motion to approve Janelle Mossett.
Yep, please.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor. We have a second. Is there any further discussion? If not, let's have a roll call vote. Sherry, go ahead.
Tom?
Yes.
Sue?
Yes.
Kathy?
Yes.
Mary Agnes?
Yes,
Sherry? Yes.
motion carried. We'll notify her tomorrow. Thank you, everybody. All right, let's go on to,
Can I ask a
Sure.
How long is their contract for?
we're gonna probably start out with a year.
Okay.
Let's see how she performs in a year.
Yeah, we don't want to lock into a real long
No,
time.
I don't want
Find
a
out
long
that we
time,
don't
and
want
I already
them.
told her that. I told
Okay.
both of them that, because I'm,
Okay.
you know, when I rent to people, I only rent them for 6 months the first time, and then if one of us doesn't get along, one of them's leaving, it isn't me.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, new business. Planning Commission recommended to the Township Board to opt out on the new Medical Marijuana Facilities Licensing Act, Act number 281 of 2016 for Cottrellville Township. There's a memorandum in there from our chairperson, Patricia Runyon, if I can find it. Yep. Okay, she wrote, "Dear board members, during the course of June and August Planning Commission regular meetings, we reviewed the new Medical Marijuana Facilities Licensing Act. On August 9th, 2017, 2 commissioners attended MTA's Hot Topics and Planning and Zoning Workshop in Frankenmuth, Michigan, addressing this new law, and the related topics included get an update on the impact of the new Marijuana Facilities License Act, ensure your township zoning ordinance to prepare to address the new law regarding medical marijuana provisioning centers. Recently, Cottrellville Township was approached as to whether Cottrellville had a medical marijuana ordinance, bringing to the attention of the Planning Commission to address this topic. There was much discussion and review of information provided by Commissioners Jones and Runyon, who attended the MTA workshop. That'd be Ellen Jones and Pat Runyon. MTA workshop regarding a resolution to opt in or opt out at this time as opposed to doing nothing. Information from the MTA workshop speaker, Attorney Catherine Kaufman, stated that doing nothing was not an option due to unintended consequences and liability, that a facility should fit into the township, not the other way around. So there was a motion made by Commissioner Pat Runyon, recommended to the Township Board to take the position of opting out. I seconded it and as board representative, and it was unanimously voted in. So I have completed a ordinance number 2015, or 2017-15, and you should have, that's a 2-pager there. So if there's any questions or concern about that, it pretty much allows us to do this, and we can opt back in if we get our ducks in a row and try to get the other way. But I got some ideas, and I'm thinking that that might be a good source of added income to us, in that, because anything that you do as far as even, you know, protecting it is all got to be paid for by the licensee. So it's, you know, including police protection. So if we designate a certain area for it, I think we might be able to pull that off. But in the meantime, we want to be able to tell people something and not hammer on us all the time. So until we get the bugs worked out of the other one, I think we should pass this motion, or I will entertain a motion, or entertain a motion from you guys to approve this resolution as written.
I'll make the motion to approve resolution regarding medical marijuana facilities, R-217-15, as written.
And do I have a second to that motion, please?
Could I ask a question?
You certainly can.
Doesn't marijuana have a J in it?
Well, that's the way the state was,
You spell it both ways.
yeah.
It doesn't have a J in it? How is that?
That's the
Yeah,
layman's spelling.
Yeah, I
because
think this
it is here,
The
but
slang
it isn't
term.
here, so.
I've seen it both ways.
marijuana is what you're saying,
Yeah,
huh?
marijuana. Yeah, I see it spelled different on
All right,
two
other than
pages.
other
Okay.
than the spelling, are you on board with this, or?
Yeah,
Okay.
I just was wondering about that one.
Just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a motion and we have a second. I'd like a roll call vote for that, please, Sherry?
Tom,
Yes.
Kathy,
Yes.
Sue,
Yes.
Mary Agnes,
Yes.
Sherry, yes.
Okay. Motion carried. Sure.
Catherine Kaufman also suggested that, I mean, she told us that if you get approached by anybody asking about the marijuana ordinance, give them this resolution and notify Laura with the resolution once you've been approached, so that it's on their record and so the state will know.
Okay.
So.
All right, we'll get that off. All right, our next item is a bond payment due to the St. Clair County Water Supply System, series number 2008. The debt retirement in the amount of $18,937.50, and the agent fee of $75, for a grand total of $19,012.50 for the above captioned bond payment. Check will be made payable to the County Department of Public Works, and it has to be mailed prior to September 15th to meet this payment date, because it is due the October 1st. I have a copy of the letter from the county and also a letter from Huntington Bank, who is the agent of record for the costs of sending out the bill. So, I believe it is included in your stack, is it not, Sherry?
Yes, it is.
Okay, it's included also in your payables, so you've actually already approved it, but I just wanted in the record that we discussed it.
And that we have enough funds to pay it.
Yes, that was, yeah, Kathy
Yeah,
checked
we
that.
did.
Very good,
We
she's,
did that, so.
so, do we have a motion then to pay this bill, please?
I'll make the motion to approve the interest payment in the amount of $18,937.50 to the St. Clair County Water Supply System, Series 2008,
Plus $75 for
plus
the...
$75 for agent fees.
Yeah, I'll support that. Okay, we have a motion on the floor and support. All in favor signify by saying aye. Roll call vote, please.
Mary Agnes?
Yes.
Kathy?
Yes.
Sue?
Yes.
Tom?
Yes.
Sherry? Yes.
Motion carried. All right, our next item is the approval of payment for engineering services rendered by Huron Consultants. We have Eric Osling here. We have 4 invoices totaling $6,355.50. For the record, I forwarded these to our DPS superintendent, and he has approved payment.
Excuse me.
Eric, would you like to take over the show?
Good evening, everybody. For those of you, I see new faces tonight. Eric Osling with Huron Consultants, now of the greater Port Huron area and to Lapeer. We are moved into our new offices. I'm sorry I don't know the addresses off the top of my head, but if anybody would like to come visit at our offices, we'd be happy to invite you. I just came from the field with another attempt at the fix for pump stations 2 and 5's meters. Hopefully this is the charm, because before I left, I made sure they were operating. Now all we need to do is be able to download the data. With pump stations 3 and 4, we've been downloading the data and keeping tabs on that versus the model of the sewer system, for which we have dry weather flows and wet weather flows, and that'll be ongoing until the day we're done with the asset management plan, which of course is going to be due the end of October, and we will need that to be adopted before that time, so we're still looking at the October regular meeting, unless you wanted to move that up to a special meeting sometime this month. I don't have any deliverables with me today, but I will send them, update them as we go. Sherry, thank you very much for the additional information that came from the special meeting. And we're going to calibrate the model to the unit sold and complete all the financial record requirements, update the rate structure analysis, update those particular spreadsheets regarding the 10-year budget and what you would expect to need in the budget for a budget surplus to move forward with the capital improvements that have been suggested, and or seek guaranteed loans, possibly grants, for the work that needs to be done. I'll entertain any questions. That's all I have for the update.
Could I ask you to, whenever you get a chance, to send us another updated, how you break down the expenses in each department on each line item? Can you get
Yes.
that so we can see how much money we got left and if there is any? And
Yes.
Tom likes to see that, and I didn't get one of those this month, so if you don't mind, would you ask someone in your office to ship that down to us, please?
Are you speaking to, we're still talking about the asset management plan, or we?
The whole budget for the SAW grant, yes. We want to see where we're at as far as what's been
Yes.
spent and we just want to double check to make sure we're coming in under.
Absolutely. Have you been getting those regularly?
Not regularly,
upon-
no, but I've been getting them about every 3 months, this would have been the 3rd month and I forgot
Well,
to ask.
they're included in every reimbursement package?
Yep, but I haven't, if we get,
You haven't received one?
okay, I'm
I would
sorry, I didn't
hope.
get a copy. It's my fault then.
They
You're
have
supposed to get
been,
'em on time.
they have been regularly on a monthly basis, given
Okay.
to the state, so hopefully you've been receiving your checks.
I don't know, we've gotten checks lately too.
Kathy usually receives those. Did we
I
get
don't
those?
recall. I couldn't
Okay.
tell you right off the top of my head. I'd have to look. If it was Aetna or which check are we talking about coming from?
From the state of Michigan.
It would
for
be
the SAW
from
grant.
the DEQ, and it's, the sub-department is the surface
I don't think
state
that-
revolving fund.
I I don't recall one recently, but I can go and check.
Okay,
I can
we are going to
reinstate.
check
I
as well.
think they're a couple months behind, if I recall, because I haven't had you bring one into me for a long time, that's why I thought maybe.
Usually I come in and show
Yep,
you.
yep,
so
but I haven't gotten one in the last 2 months, that's why I was curious.
I'll check.
Outlook 365 email is a bear,
I know,
and we will get this straightened out. Certainly, we'll hand deliver that if necessary.
okay, well, just email it to me, I'm happy with that.
Sure.
All right, anyone else got any questions? No? You've done a good job,
Thank you very much.
thank you very much.
Will you be needing me anymore tonight?
I don't believe so. I don't think
Thank you
there's
very
anything
much.
else on
Thanks,
here to-
everyone, for coming out. Everybody have a wonderful night.
Thanks, Aaron.
We'll see you next
Eric.
month. Or sooner.
Bye. Okay, the next item is number 4 in the new business, and that will be the letter from Mr. Roberts, from Roberts Landing regarding this decline of the board that was 4-1. Do we need I think we've got a handle on what's going on now. Is there anyone that would like to make a motion to either approve or disapprove the letter that we need to write on his behalf or on the residents' behalf in that area?
I think our only problem was, if we did something like that, would we be responsible for any costs? And we
No.
didn't know that, so that's why we didn't okay it before.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
well-
as long as we don't apply for a permit, from what I'm reading on this first page, we shouldn't be responsible for any cost.
No. Okay, so is that in the form of a motion there, Mrs. Biscorn?
Sure.
Okay, all right, you will approve allowing us to write the letter?
Yes.
Okay. Do I have a second to that, please?
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion to approve the letter and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye, please. Aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Yes.
Any nays? Hearing none? Motion carried. We'll take care of that for you. I'll try and get to it tomorrow, okay? Thank you. All right, now, we have number 5, memorandum request from the superintendent, Chris Hiltonen, Cottrellville Township's DPS, to send operations tech Nick Jarsky to attend distribution S3 and S4 water certification review courses in Grayling. That would be in October 24th and 25th. And the costs would be shared with the city of New Baltimore, and his hours will be paid, and the cost of the class will be paid for by the city of New Baltimore. And the mileage, meals, and overnight stay, it's just one night, was requested to be paid by the Cottrellville Township Board. I need a motion to approve or deny that, please. I would so move to approve it. Do I have a second?
Excuse me.
Is there any kind of cap on the overnight stay? I know those guys, they get to go to the Hilton, but
No, there's no.
No, but he's going to the Ramada. We can pack him some
Many
egg salad sandwiches
Yeah.
and save some.
As many hours as
Some
he works,
chips.
he's just gonna sleep.
Yeah, he's just, yeah,
probably.
he's not gonna.
He's not gonna, yeah,
No.
he's probably just, I'll second.
Okay, thank you. It's a spending township funds, so please, roll call vote, please.
Tom?
yes.
Sue?
Yes.
Kathy?
Yes.
Mary Agnes?
Yes.
Sherry? Yes.
Okay, motion carried, thank you. All right, we have a request to approve some work that Tim's Lawn Service is going to weed whack the shore on the Riverfront Park. He's gonna charge us $75. He's also gonna charge us, he would charge us $150 for the walking path and the parking lot in the township hall. He put it all together, so I guess Parks and Rec could afford to do that for our township. With permission, we'd like to assign that work to him and try and get it cleaned up. Do I have a motion to do that, please?
I'll make a motion to have Tim's lawn care service.
Take care of those
Yes.
2 items, okay. In the amount of $75 and $150 for the walking path.
Thank you.
And I would second that. All in favor signify by saying aye. Roll call vote, because we're spending money.
Mary Agnes?
Yes.
Tom?
Yes.
Sue?
Yes.
Kathy?
Yes.
Sherry? Yes.
Okay, we've got announcements. Oh, I guess we better go to public comments. Anybody in the audience want to beat me up?
Yeah.
I have a question. With the approval of payment for the engineering service rendered by your consultants, were you supposed to vote on that?
Yes, didn't we vote on it?
I don't think you did.
No,
Because
we
I think
didn't.
that would have been a
No.
roll call too.
That was actually.
Yeah, that
in
was
the
approved in the
beginning.
consent agenda, so we were okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But thank you for bringing that to my attention. You want to vote on it, you guys, or are you all set?
I'm good.
Yeah, because we,
Okay.
yeah, if we
It was
did.
included in the consent agenda. Yes, Mrs. Jones.
Yes, I guess because you people pay for me to go to these classes, there was one thing in the group that you and I were in, that 5-year look ahead, we were talking about bridges and roads. And the one thing that really struck me was the matching grants for so many of these programs that are out there. And the townships around that have a lot of money, they can go after that all the time. But we weren't the only poor township there, and it's very hard for us. I don't know if there's any way that we can look into that or make any changes, because that's federal level, isn't it?
Well, a lot of the stuff is money that comes down from the state to the county, and the county does a match program. If they have, like if you want this road, we've been trying to get this road improved for, well, since I've been here, and it's probably been 3 years before that when Kelly was trying to get it. It was, it's a lot of money. It's like $95,000.
There again, we've got to have the money to be able to do that, right?
That's right,
And
and
the-
that was one of the things that I was trying to get through that was voted down, was to try and get, I think it was $24 a year to add to your tax bill, so that we would have 60 grand put away as a line item to do the kinds of things you're speaking of, the match money for anything the county would offer us or the state would offer us.
The thing
And-
that struck me is that if anybody's gone south on Hessen Road from 26 Mile Road, they had that closed for quite a while. It is the most awesome bridge you ever saw.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, isn't that thing gorgeous? Okay,
Does
but
it
yet
belong
you
on
have
that
St. Clair
road?
Highway, evidently China Township doesn't have as much money as what Ira does, and they're still sitting there with their road closed.
Yeah. Well, I think there's a lawsuit involved in that. In all fairness to the county, I think,
Oh, okay.
the bond, I think, was not,
I just want you to know I pay attention when you send me to a class.
I know. Thank you, we appreciate that. We appreciate your feedback too, from when you come back and tell everyone too. At least we know we spent our money well. We have the copy on the wording for the November ballot for the fire authority budget line item. I have to say that it's not the fire authority budget line, it is the fire protection line for our township, includes IRA. And it will be on our December property taxes. Also, the annual picnic that we were planning through Parks and Rec has been canceled. It was originally announced to be this Saturday, and Tom, I would appreciate if you could tell all your tractor people, because to tell you the truth, I run out of gas. My brother died on Thursday night, and I can't get my head together yet, so. Let's see. We also would like to plan a trunk or treat event in October with the permission of the Township Board at the Shortcut Road Park. So if we can, if you can give us a little latitude on that, we'll get you a date shortly. But then we'll make the announcement, and Sherry will put it on the website so everybody will know. Another thing, I wrote a letter here last week. Actually, I called the Detroit Edison, and I found where the Wixom pole yard is for the Detroit Edison, because we kind of had our, you guys already approved everything that was going to go in the waterfront park as far as putting in posts and those 2-inch rope and wrapping it and making it look nice and keep the people from parking on the grass with their vehicles. And I found a very nice man, and then he directed me to another lady, and she wasn't there, and her replacement was there, and she was only going to be there a week. So I thought, well, I'll ask her if she can give us a hand with this, and she quoted me prices for the poles, and then I asked her about the cost for delivery, and they said, oh, it's $250 an hour, and Marine City is probably 4 hours away. It'd be about $1,000 for that cost. So I said, the only thing that would make this better is if you guys would do it, you know, as a donation. And she said, I says, what would I have to do? She says, write me a letter. So I wrote a letter, and she called me back Monday, and she said, you are going to receive 14 poles that are worth $10 a piece, and 4 hours free delivery for a total donation cash value of $1,148.40. And as soon as I sign this paperwork, this is a donation and indemnification agreement. They will make arrangements to ship us our poles, and we can start working on getting our fence up before the fall. So I thank the Edison for all their help. I know they're really busy right now sending people down south, but she was very kind, and she come through for us, so I was pretty excited about that, so.
And then Tom's gonna dig up that rope?
Yeah.
I think
There's
that you,
nobody hanging from it right now.
did you say last time that you did have rope though?
Yeah, there's rope, I got a rope in the barn, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. Let's
good.
see what size it is.
Yeah.
Because,
I don't think it's as big as that other was, maybe the bigger one. I'll show it to you.
okay, that's fine. If not, we'll just have to buy it, but that, that was already approved
Yeah,
in the
didn't
expense
somebody
anyway.
else say that they had? they
Yeah, I
could-
thought I had some too, but I already
Okay.
checked, so
Okay.
mine wasn't big enough either.
Yeah,
Or you can
people
find somebody that
volunteer.
can intertwine it, Mary.
Yeah, right.
My dad had a cousin that was good at it.
Oh, yeah?
He's been gone for 30 years from home, so.
Oh, okay, all right. My next announcement is we're going to have that meeting for the audit. It's the draft copy that they're going to supply to us, and that meeting is going to be open to the public. However, it's going to be Wednesday, September 20th at 9 o'clock. I know a couple of you guys may not be able to make that, but they're real interested in making sure that the two girls that are going to be going through all the records that they had provided for them and make sure that they got it in the right place. So there's also, they asked that it not be, conversations from the audience, but I told them that we can, that
How
our,
long do you think that'll last, Karen?
probably, she said she said a minimum of 2 hours, but probably closer to 3. And I know it's in the middle of the day, but, that was the best they could give me, because they need to have this wrapped up and approved and back to us by the September 30th, because it's gotta be filed with the state of Michigan by then, so. And they're,
We just wrapped up.
I'm sorry? 9 AM.
They just wrapped up this week. We
Yep.
just finished,
Yeah,
I
today,
think,
I think.
everything that they've asked us for.
Yeah, he had to get a couple more things today, and I got them finished, so.
Nice.
So, that's on the agenda, so if you can come, we sure would love to have you, but if you can't, you can't. All right, let's see what else we got on this thing. I guess that's it. How about board member comments? Anybody got anything else that they want to discuss?
I'd just like to point out tomorrow's the last day for summer taxes without penalty, and I'll be here, our office will be open 9 to 5. So, just for your information. We will accept any payments that you'd like to bring in.
Mr. Barnes?
Yeah, I'd like to have a clarification for my own thing on the wording on under the announcements about the ballot for the fire protection, being an item for the taxes. Is that where the people have the responses from the fire department, a bill they don't pay it? And then we're going to put them on their tax bill if they don't pay it by the end of the year? Or is this going to be a tax addition on everybody's property,
This is on everyone's property.
a certain amount?
Yep,
Okay.
yep.
And that was approved by the board?
Well, it was approved to send it to the ballot.
Oh, the ballot, okay.
Yeah, it had to be on the ballot because
Okay, that's what
that's
we
the way
got.
they voted it,
Okay.
okay? Anybody else got anything else? Then I guess I would entertain a motion to adjourn at 8:28.
I'll make the motion.
And I'll support it. Thank you, everybody.